have their own connector at the dyno.
Okay.
We got some extra gaskets because the chiller came with one, two.
So that clearance issue was pretty tight, I see.
So the what now?
Clearance right there.
Yes, this was way out into here, and this got changed. You had to pull that apart. Okay. Here's some. There's more. Well, they were here. Maybe they got picked up. There's some gaskets that are spare gaskets for that.
Water pump?
No, for the chiller.
For the chiller.
Oh, here they are. It's like these gaskets go on the end of this thing, and they're all. I redid it, but if in the future, that's where they go. They go on the inside around this to seal it to the cap.
Okay.
And so that's why I didn't want to put a whole bunch of pressure on this, like some kind of a big radiator cap, because it could force something away, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So the only other thing here is that the oil pressure is capped off here, and your fitting is here.
Okay.
We want to keep that. Some of these bags set it aside. Carburetor fasteners. No, I've got it in one of the bags.
Okay.
Here it is. Your flywheel bolts. Now I don't know if the dyno will need that
I'll have it
or
with
not. We'll have it with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they aren't using aluminum bolts, huh?
These are not aluminum bolts. They are the steel, stainless steel. That's what they provided. So, and they're really long. So I figured that this will, you know, did you put a little gasket sealant on this?
Nope,
Ever?
never.
Right, because that's where they wanted it sealed to your intake manifold with a little bead, and that's what I did, because I called them and I said, you normally don't put it on a blower. They said, okay, well, we always do on the chiller. I go, okay. So as far as I know, we're ready to set a blower on here and
Okay. We got.
bolt it down and figure out the rest of it.
I did bring 2 gaskets. I got an extra one.
I got you some of these, of which you'll probably want for your zoomies.
Yep. You know, yeah, I used those before. Those save you a lot of headaches. Those stage 8s. So is that gasket different than this gasket?
I don't think so. To me, it's kind of like the standard of the industry.
See, these ears look longer.
Yeah, they're different. You're right.
But this is what came with it, right?
Yeah, this is what came with it.
Okay.
This is for the chiller. So I'm going, are we missing anything on linked here? Does it need to come out to here?
I think we're good.
So if you think we're good, we're good. So sometimes I'm at a little bit of a handicap because I never saw it before.
Right.
And I gotta really think about it. I go, wait a minute.
And I went and looked back in pictures and videos that I've taken to.
So that'll go down flat, so we can, you know, this thing is a beast.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you recommend?
You grab the back, I'll grab the front.
Okay, because
And we have to go down together.
And where do you like to pick it up at?
Wherever I can.
I'd be
Got it?
picking it up here, but
Got
I'd be smacking my fingers.
Okay. You don't want to put your fingers between it. Here, Stan, get on that side. I'll get this side.
I'm going, wait a minute. I'm going to kill myself.
No, I got it right here. Okay, ready? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Okay. And then these washers and everything. Now this side was for the linkage. These longer studs were for the linkage.
We're pretty close.
And that's where I'm going, okay, you know, let's see how lucky we got, right?
I'm not lucky with you. It looks pretty close though.
What I would be going, I'm gonna go, okay, let's pick up a reference point. What can we say? Or wait a minute, I know how to do it. I'm on a level. Well, maybe if the ground is level. How about just a level? There's a long one over there. See, I'm going, what kind of a reference can we get off of this thing to like a fixed point against the block?
I usually just go across the pulleys, but in this case, I don't think we can.
And I'm going, how can we make sure this time around?
Yeah, like what I usually with machinery is I go down the center of the pulley, all the way down to the center of that pulley, on it with a straight edge.
So we got a straight edge. Let me grab a tape measure. You're probably a better eyeball at this because you've done it many times.
Okay, I mean that's pretty damn close. It is really damn close, Dan.
Well, what I'm just trying to avoid is throwing a belt.
Oh yeah. Yep, I think we're good.
And I would say, okay, maybe we can reference it here and maybe go
But
up.
that's the same pulley distance that was there before, and going through all the the settings of all the spacing is the same as before, and it looks pretty damn good.
Okay.
So we're good to go.
Yeah, because that was just my main concern because we didn't know if we'd have to go back and fix this.
Right, exactly. And I had a guy ready to make any changes to that. Okay, now we need to loosen this up and get this make sure this belt's going to be long enough.
Yep.
Because that takes.
Okay, what do we need to listen?
We have right here Allen wrench. You have one, I have one.
Those. I printed those. I think I moved them.
Because we can either go up or down
Do what now?
with a belt. So we only can go in up 1 inch or down 1/2 inch, I think.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah, the blower BDS, man, they're like half the price of everybody else. I was shocked.
Okay, is it right here?
Yep.
Bigger. Maybe we go. The socket.
Yeah, that is nice and clean.
I think that's it.
This was that little engine stand I sent, Stan?
It is.
Huh. handy. I got that right.
You can spin it all around.
I got that right. Okay, that should do it. Well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah, these things normally like about an inch and a half this way, maybe.
Yeah.
Or three quarter, if you can.
I think that's what we're at, right?
I think we're real close. And then,
Give me push. Let's see. Yeah, right, 3/4.
okay. So that's good. We're getting lucky.
Stan, I'd rather be lucky than good.
And then, okay, what about you have linkage to put on here?
I brought all your hardware for those. I got the hardware in those, and I also brought you washers.
Right, well, these are for here.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
what are you saying?
Isn't there a linkage piece for the
no.
carburetors?
No, it was, it was, you know what, there was probably something. I'll have to go look at the picture.
I mean, I'm just thinking out loud.
No, and that's, I can grab that when I come. It's actually a lever. It's a lever that hooks with a linkage. I'll make sure I grab, the only thing, I was leaving, I thought I had everything. There's so much going on.
Well, at this point, you can actually make an appointment at a dyno.
Yeah, I talked to
Because-
Bob when I picked up the cars. He says they were 2 weeks behind.
Right, but that's 2 weeks when you get in line to wait.
Right.
So, I don't know if I should just load this up. Now, they gave fasteners with this, too.
Mm-hmm.
And do I know, does the linkage fit down on this? On top of the bolts?
Let me see if
Or,
let's see if I can bring it up real quick.
always sent me were the nuts for this thing.
Okay. Yeah, I think, you know what, the linkage sits on top of those. They're double nutted, let me see.
I didn't know if they were double nutted or single. And I don't know about you, but I think this stuff is just practically just hand tied, isn't it?
What's that?
Your
Lower bolts?
yeah, the bolts.
Well, I've always used aluminum, so,
It's almost like they're just hand tied. I mean, they're snug, you know, they're not torqued down, because I think it would break the blower itself, the housing, if we over torque it.
slow out here with the internet, huh?
It's what now?
A little slow on the internet.
Yeah.
Trying to pull up my picture. My channel, go to my channel. My channel videos. My channel. Delmar. No, I want my daughter Delmar.
I was telling Lex, I said, this thing's getting to be 5 feet tall. I said,
The car, once everything's on it, it's good. Yeah.
I said, when everything's on it, I said, man, I said, this baby stacks out.
It's gonna be pretty wild, Stan.
Well, I know it is, Randy, and it's,
In fact, you can't believe the artwork that's already been generated for the car to,
yeah,
it's not coming up. Where's my videos? My channel. Okay.
the main thing that we're after too is that dyno will get the timing correct and the jetting correct so that you're in a pretty good run safe zone for max performance, and you also know what you have. Somebody bullshit you to say, here's the dyno sheet.
My only concerns are that these guys on the East Coast, they have, they're all period correct guys, and they might give me shit about the chiller, but you know what? We'll see. We'll see.
I don't think they should.
Okay.
To tell you the truth, some of them might not even know what it is. I wouldn't volunteer the information.
Yeah. No, I know here. Okay, here we go.
Searching for a reliable used SUV? Shop the area's best selection of affordable cars at unbeatable.
Yeah, that went on top, Stan.
Went on top of the bolt.
On top of the boats.
Okay.
And they're a little longer too, so that'll work out.
Yeah, that's what this is designed to do.
Okay. I think you get a kick out of this. The artist just sent me the T-shirts and the stickers we're gonna make of the car, because it's that's what it's all about now, is the merch. They have merchandise, so you ain't gonna make no money at this.
Right. If you can't.
Nancy Pelosi, look at the luggage, Taiwaner bus, she's sucking on a bucket
You know how
bottle.
tall that bitch is?
Uh,
I mean, no. You okay? I'm kind of barely starting to be tall. You're tall, right?
6'6", right?
Right. Me, I'm 6'3". I'm down from you.
Yeah.
She's
And
on
the-
top. Right.
Okay. Okay, and then the, overheating. And the bore on this is
4165
4165, okay, which makes this a total
makes it a 410,
of
just like a
410.
sprint car.
410, okay,
Just like a sprint car.
okay. And what do you think we're gonna get out of it, Stan, honestly?
Well, I'll tell you what I got out of the last one with the combination like we've got, naturally aspirated. Now, that was around $560 naturally aspirated.
Okay,
Then you add this dude,
and then that dude,
right, and I'm thinking 750, 800, maybe.
enough.
You know, it depends on how well we get
Yeah.
these tuned and
Yeah.
the timing.
Well, we'll see it in dyno.
Yeah, we'll see at the dyno.
Okay.
Yeah, I want this to help.
Yeah, I want to see that in action because I had so much experience with that one, and I started looking ever since we started getting into this. I've been searching people with them, and most of them are Marine.
Yeah, they're all Marine guys, and
And-
they live by them. They love them.
But I understand how with a blower car, that's where the heat is generated on the bottom of that blower when you got all that moving mass and friction.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
And we
you're
have a
certainly
Stan on this timing gear cover. Is that a cam button adjustment or is that just a?
that is a cam button adjustment. It's a dialed in what you would call hex adjust, to where when I degrade the camshaft, I put it in there right on spec.
Okay.
And if they're off a little, well, then I corrected that
Okay.
with a degree wheel,
Right. Right.
you know. And now your rings will no longer butt because there's 30 thousandths of clearance.
Oh, okay.
You can run this thing hot, and you're not going to go chicka boom.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to.
Right? Yeah.
Don't want
So-
that.
And you've got basically a little tighter clearance on the rods and mains, only because of the synthetic oil.
Okay. What oil do we go with on this now?
What's in it is that break-in oil
Okay.
from
Lucas.
Right, I think it's Lucas break-in oil.
Okay, because that was a bear to find.
I'm pretty sure I got this down tight, Randy. Now you've had this on and off.
I mean, that's all it was. The torque specs were like 20 pounds. It was
I mean, it's like nothing.
nothing. It was nothing. Never nothing. But we were using aluminum bolts.
To me, feel, you know, you can feel.
I wouldn't go in. I wouldn't go in tighter than that.
Okay.
I wouldn't go in tighter than that.
Now this thing, I got this out of their catalog,
This was what fits.
which was, okay, the catalog meaning the 411.
Oh, she's a piece of shit. I didn't know they stacked shit that high. I hate that woman.
She would be the height of this air cleaner.
Did you see her leave, trying to get on that fucking airplane out of Taiwan last night? I'm going.
No, did she fall like that?
Well, they're so funny because they sent up, they didn't have a fancy approach because they had gateways for the jets. So they had this ladder and it was about that short and she's fucking trying to pull up on the airplane and wave and get on the airplane.
Well, she's so short. Plus, and she wears these 4-inch high heels
piece
to
of
make her
shit, too.
5'2".
Yeah, yeah, that's right. She's always in those fuckers. And was she 87, 88?
I'm not,
86?
maybe 78. I don't know.
So I'm glad I started artwork on that early because now it's ready to go to t-shirts and labels and stickers and everything else. As soon as the money comes in. I got a guy supposed to pick up a car yesterday. Now he's changing next week. That's all these delays that I fight. I got, I'm running Alexa's yard now and he's in Oklahoma trying to set up business there.
Right.
That fucking headache. It's never ending. So these were issue, huh? The machine, the finish on him? As far as
yes.
machine? And I noticed that.
What tipped me off was when I was early on getting some parts ready, I noticed that they had 3 gaskets on it. And they were not steel gaskets, steel lined, they were paper gaskets, okay? And then I said, well, I have to go through an iteration here, and I kept buying gaskets because I was going, okay, I gotta get this down, and then I gotta check it. Pull it off and check it. And then finally, it got to the point to where I said, you know, I need to call a guy that I really know, knows a lot about this stuff, and I got to get his opinion. And I called Monty at Machine Tech over in Oceanside. And he said, you know, he says, we can do those, but I got to have the block. And I'm going, you got to have the block, okay. Well, it wasn't ready to go.
Yeah.
I had to build the whole thing, cover it up, put everything to transport it so it wouldn't contaminate the engine. Right, I had to close up.
Oh, that's right. You had everything all the bottom end in.
Right, I got to get everything closed up, which was open because the engine was being built.
Right.
So I go, Monty, you're killing me.
So I want to be able to have a recollection of everything you did,
Well,
and we record this.
That's fine.
And let's start with the block.
Yeah.
What did we do to the block?
well, it's quite a list.
Well, I mean, just briefly, just general.
It was, the standard start would be like a line bore, and hone, and then they can index it,
Okay.
right? And once it's indexed, then we can deck it
Because you have your center point.
Right,
by
you got your
indexing.
center point
That-
by
that
an
creates
index.
it.
So then we're gonna deck it,
Okay,
all right? Now, once we're decked, now we can go and hone it,
okay.
you know, that type of thing.
Now,
So-
when you deck it, or excuse me, when you line bore it, that will be the first process. That's your starting point, right?
That, yeah, you have to index
You
the
have to have that
block
first.
first, index it, and because we went to a stud kit,
Uh-huh.
just a fastener kit pulls the cap differently than a stud. So once you have your stud kit in it, then you line bore it and hone it to the stud kit.
So you've already torqued it down.
Already torqued it down,
And
it's in place, the caps
Okay.
are in place,
Okay.
the stud kit's in place, they're
Okay.
torqued to max, then you go through it.
With the
Right.
with the line bore bar.
With the align bolt bar and then
Okay.
the honing procedure to get the right clearance.
Okay.
And then that will, a lot of times you can mess with that.
Now
And for bearing clearance,
tell me about the crank. What are we doing that crank now?
it's just a new crank.
A new
It's
crank.
a Callie's.
Callie's crank. Okay.
Yeah. Because I've got a build sheet.
Okay. Okay.
I did for
Most
you.
of these guys with the, you know, this French magazine comes up to me and says, "Okay, we want to do something on my car." Like, this was 10 years ago.
Right.
They give me a questionnaire. I go, "Who's doing this? I'm not going to write this story for you."
Right.
You know, they want all these questions about the engine and everything else.
Well, I can prepare a complete
Yeah.
build sheet.
So that we have some for, I guess it's,
No,
People
it's
who
your,
ask.
plus of what it does. In fact, if you want a parts list, I've got a parts list.
yeah, as long as you have that, and that really though, it's so, back to the crank, we got the Callie's crank. What's the stroke on that crank?
375.
375.
Just like what was in it.
Okay, okay,
And it's on a 350 main,
okay.
not a 400.
And that's been knife edged? Does that come from Callie knife edged?
No, it's a Callie's Compstar 4340 forging.
Okay. Okay, now we go to the rods. The rods are,
The rods are a Callie's H-beam rod
how long?
with a ARP 2000 bolts.
Okay,
The wrist pins in those rods are a 200 wall H11 tool steel.
okay.
So you ain't gonna break,
No, right.
right? Now the piston, again, it's not a 4032 or else it's a 2618 blower piston
That's-
with steel rings.
But steel rings.
Steel rings.
Okay, and the steel ring because they set better, right? They seat better.
Well, they not only seat better, but they won't break down under boost.
Okay,
The pistons I sent you a picture, they're coated.
right. They're
Right,
Teflon
to
coated
reflect-
on the side, or
No,